Greetings in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, Melech of Yasharal, Kohan forever according to the order of Melchizedek. All esteem, honor, and glory unto our Alua, Yahuwah. My name is MELEK Shelomoh. This is MELEK Shelomoh Trading. And I'm going to do a little technical analysis here on the ES. Alright, so let's start here with what happened last week. Right, so we came down to Camarilla S3, which is a weekly level, right? So this level right here, this green line, that's Camarilla S3 from last week. Let's see what level that was at. So that's 5805, right? So buyers basically came in, as you can see on the previous week as well, before last week. We had a little seller into the close, right? So when it opened on the previous week, last week, we came down here to around that 5800 level, Camarilla S3, the weekly level, 5805, and we found buyers, right? So buyers took it up. We took it up to this level here, basically kind of retesting this breakdown level. We had a little pullback, retested this breakout level. So let me just use my arrows here. Right, so we tested this level, basically where we broke down from, right? This one we tested this level where we broke out from, right? So buyers basically took it up from this level. Now looking at this candle right here, right? And as you can see, I had some strategies laid out here. This was supposed to be a bowling green strategy area around this higher time frame Camarilla, right, which is Camarilla S3, 5805. So this is how I kind of mark out these notes to kind of guide me during the week, right? So you're going to see the notes that I have for this week. So we have this candle right here. And basically this is a accumulation right here, right? This is strong accumulation. We have a selling climax right here. We have an automatic rally, a secondary stop at this level here, which is very shallow. It should be coming back to this level. So this is showing buyer strength. Buyers took it up from here, right? So we're going to evaluate this candle right here. So this candle here has low volume for the move that it made, right? So if this has all this area that it covered, all this range with low volume, this is looking to me that there was no passive orders to kind of absorb the buyers, right? So the buyers were skipping levels or skipping prices, right? Because there wasn't any liquidity to interact with them as sellers, so they had to skip up prices to get the sellers, right, to interact with the buys that they executed, right? So with this low volume here, right, this candle achieved this big range. Now you could see here this same volume achieved this range right here, right? So let me just use the arrows. Same volume, drastically different candle, right? So from a volume price analysis, this is just a buy and sweep. Buyers are skipping levels to get interact with sellers on the passive side, right? So on the passive offer. So when they came up to this level here, I want to point out that this right here, this blue line, this is the POC for the market profile for last week, right? So this is signifying where the most amount of trades took place. So I want you to look across here. This is the beginning of the week. You can see there's no transactions here, right? All the transactions happened at the beginning of the week down here. We had this big buying candle. Then most of the transactions took place here. So we have to kind of look at this and think about what kind of transactions are happening here, right? We had a buy and sweep, big buyers coming in, Big buyers stepped in at 5,800, right? Moving price up, right? Now we come up to this level, and what's actually happening here? So if this buying was supposed to continue, if it was strong buying, they would continue, right? But these are last minute buyers trying to jump on the coattails that these buyers that came in here at 5,800. Let me keep it all into perspective. Right, so the initial buyers that came in here, the ones that's controlling this move, they stopped buying at this level, right? They got price to go up here, swept the book, and now the last minute buyers are coming in, the FOMO buyers, right? So they start selling into those buyers, so they're taking profit at these levels here. So prices, contracts are exchanging hands right here, right? All through this area here, right? Now this is how we close the week, right? We close the week with one more buying push, and these are the buyers who came in. Remember, these guys sold into these FOMO buyers. Buyers came in here, right? They made a last minute attempt to push price higher for the end of the week, right? So now that they got to this level here, now the guys who pushed it up here, these are the FOMO buyers, right? We can see they made a big attempt right here, but with falling volume at the end, right? So as we open here, well, this was inauguration day, so this day doesn't really count, right? But as we open in this ETH session, you can see that there's a big selling candle right here with this volume right here. So someone liquidated here again, right? And it could be these same buyers who took it up to this level, right? These buyers here liquidate here, exchange hands, right? Took a little profit, and they're not in the move right now, right? They're not buying at this level here, they're distributing. So that's why you get this big sell-off here and this push down, right? Now what we could start to see here at the beginning of this week is this is Camarilla S3 and the central pivot. We could come down here, try and catch some more buyers. We're going to pull back to the base of this distribution here, where they kind of exchange hands. They took profit a little bit. These big buyers here took profits here. They could come back to this level to just, I guess, like refill the warehouse, right? So they have some cash on hand. They could come back here, let price, they're already pushing down, right? We have buyers stepping in here a little bit, right? No follow through, coming back to VWAP. We could see a little failure around these levels or around these highs right here at what is this? Let's move this up. Delete this, right? So we could see somewhat of a reversal here. Like when we open tomorrow, let's see what time is that going to be, around this level here. So at this level here we could hit R3. This is making a case for if buyers don't come in at this level right here, right? If we get up to here and we're experiencing weak buys, we could eventually catch something like a reversal at this level here as buyers start to kind of lose ground and exhaust, right? We could have something happening like this here again, right? But on a bigger scale. Once these buyers here from 5,800 don't support a further move up, right? Once they don't push it up, right, once they don't enter the picture here and push through weekly Camarilla R3, if they decide to take profit around these levels here, then we could see some major selling coming back down to this level here during the week, right? To catch like just to refill the warehouse and, you know, gather more contracts, right? So right now they're in profit at 5,800. Are they willing to buy at these levels here to push it out of Camarilla R3? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see tomorrow. But that's something I'll be looking at. And if we do get the breakout, if we do see big buying, it'll be obvious, right? So we're going to get the push out of this level. Camarilla R3, floor pivot R1. Might get a little retest. And a nice little big trend going up to this next level right here, right? So from this level here, let's see, from around the level, let's see, what is this, 6,046.50 up to this level here, we have 120 points, right? So if we're going to break out or we're going to get some kind of a trend day, this could be a possible target, right? Now, if we don't get that kind of a trend day, we might get something like, let's see here, right? We get a push up, initial buying, right? Because everything is looking bullish, right? So bulls are going to be in there buying, right? Once we get up to these levels and you start getting exhaustion, distribution happening at these levels, I could prepare to take like a black sun strategy around these levels here. So this is like, what is this here? Let's see. 6,150, right? So that's a psychological level as well. They might want to get from 5,800 up to 6,100, right? So let's see where they want to take profit or if they keep on buying, right? My bet is that they're probably going to start taking profit around these levels and want to replenish their supply around these levels here, around 59.66, this Camarilla S3 level and central pivot. So the central pivot and Camarilla S3 is a support level. Central pivot is kind of like a magnet for price, right? So once we don't get a full-on bullish move that breaks out of here, we're liable to retest this level here for support, right? So we'll see how it works out tomorrow. So that's my little technical analysis so far. Let's go over to this screen right here. Now this is Tradermap Pro. This I have it set where it's looking at heavy liquidity, and this one is set at liquidity that's also heavy, but in the book more than an hour, right? So they're basically the same right now, but they changed during like the actual trading day, right? So you can see with this one here, it shows a little more volume to the upside, right? 61.50, but it's very low volume, right? Now this one here shows 60.89 as having like low volume as well. So with this here, we're seeing low interest in liquidity above, right? So we have to take note that most of the liquidity is to the south of price action, right? Back down to 6,059.99, right? So let's go back over here for a second. So our Camarilla S3 weekly is 59.70 basically, right? 59.67, rough, like a round number, 59.70, right? So if we go back over here, right, we have heavy liquidity at 59.50, and we have liquidity here at 6,005, right? So 6,005 is, let's see here, right? If we come back around this level here, it's around the top central pivot, right? So if we do come back down here, which is very possible, let me just open this up a little bit, remove this. So we have some liquidity here at 6,005 around this level right here, right? So it's possible we come back and tag this level. We already tagged it, right? And going back over to this level here, this is where we tagged it, but the liquidity came back in the book, right? So with this structure here, if you look at it, it's basically a selling climax, and we're supposed to get an automatic rally. So let me just point that out. So that's the selling climax. You get an automatic rally, and then you get a secondary stop. So this is where this liquidity is kind of setting up the play for the Wyckoff theory of how accumulation happens, right? So if we don't hold support at this level, the next level would be 59.50. We have 600 contracts down there, right? And there's really no contracts to the upside. So there's basically no initiative for buyers to get up to this level because they have no one to interact with up at these levels to distribute their contracts, right? They have no sellers up here. What they could come back here and do is join these buyers who they're basically drawing the market back to this level for the market then to make this move. So they don't want price to break out right away. They want price to come back to them so they could get these 600 contracts, right? So yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing right now. If the buyers don't take control, we have heavy liquidity to the downside. And let's see here. Right, just looking at the ETH open, right? So I have some levels here. This is weekly VWAP. So we're basically kind of hovering around weekly VWAP right now. Let's see here. We have some liquidity up here to R2, right? On this chart here. But the Tradingmap Pro is a little more reliable in showing the liquidity on a higher time frame, right? So although we see liquidity here, right? Sometimes this liquidity here isn't as reliable as the Tradingmap Pro, which is this one right here, right? Because I'm setting it to certain parameters. Right, so we see a lack of liquidity to the upside. 6,071, this is the liquidity that we're probably seeing up here, right? And yeah, that's basically around the same area, 6,071. There's a little more above as well. Let's see how much we have here. It's 66 on the ask, right? So 185, right? You can see them here, 140, 105, 158, right? 126 at 60.71, right? So there is some room to go up. Let's see if buyers want to take it up. Let's see if there's any more initiative to push above this level. There's also some virgin VPOC levels up at this level here, so maybe we want to tag that as well. So basically I'm gonna look to see which strategy I'm gonna try, and it's kind of setting up like tomorrow might be a trend day. I'm not really too good with trend days, so we'll see how it works out. Alright, y'all, so it's MELEK Shelemoh. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.